Hello, Bumpy McSquigums here, and it's time to continue with my weekly run series. This is week 38, the game Dungeonmans by Adventure Pro Games. And, well, what is Dungeonmans, folks? It is a roguelike, and that's pretty much it. But it's beyond the regular roguelike. Because when you die, which is normal to roguelikes. The level or world, the overworld map is procedurally generated. Random things happen. All this stuff screams roguelike. But the roguelike plus parts of it are you build an academy. When you build the academy, which is basically how the game starts, you have this academy, and whatever you do on your first hero will benefit your subsequent heroes. So anytime you die, you come back and make a new person to become a graduate of the Dungeonmans Academy, and they get to reap the rewards from what you did in your previous playthrough. So extra stat points, extra, or like better starting gear, free identification of potions, and things of that nature. So, we're going to hop in, get started, and see what it's all about. I'm going to do a lot of the reading, guys. I'm sure it's going to be horrible, but we'll see. We'll manage to get through it. It's a pretty funny game, too, so that's nice. I am going to be playing mostly with the keyboard, so keep that in mind. You can do, I think, the entire game with the mouse as well, or really close to the entire game, so... Our story begins in a forgotten age, a legend lost in histories that were buried in old myth. On the unfamiliar shores of an untamed land, a hero strode forth to... No, don't be silly, that hero is not you. Strode forth to bring the light of knowledge and civilization to a wild continent known only as... Dun dun dun! I don't know, Magoohood. That's what we're gonna call it. Magoohood. It's like seriously dark Juju Magoohood Gumbo or something. I don't know. Why don't we do that? Why don't we call it Magumbo Land? Yeah. Magumboland. I like it. Sounds good. I would totally live in a place like that. Alright. This great hero upon the shores of Magumbo Land brought with him but one thing, the iron spirit of a Dungeonmans. There is no greater force than the Order of Dungeonmans. Each one a titan of monster-crushing greatness, an unparalleled treasure hunter, and a veteran of 1,000 battles. Here, one of the eldest and greatest of their champions set out to spread the light of the Dungeonmans to a new land. The great hero set out to build a mighty Dungeonmans Academy, an institution of higher learning and martial training, one that would serve as a beacon of civilization to the terrified native villagers, cowering in fear from what terror lurks outside their walls. The toil was not a small one, but eventually the academy began to accept its first students. Bright-eyed young hopefuls willing to take up the cause and bring war to those who'd prey upon the just. So begins the story of one young candidate ready to embark on the rigorous years of study required to be a true Dungeonmans. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. We shall call him Peter... Oops, capitalize. Peter Panic. Alright. Now let's take a look at Peter Panic here. He doesn't seem to have an exceptionally super awesome, amazingly powerful dealie. I might try the magic stuff for once. I don't usually do that, so let's see if... Well, ooh. We could go ranged with this guy. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Alright, so let's look at the actual different stats, shall we, before we go and we choose what Peter Panic is going to be. We have Strength. It increases health, increases stamina, increases all damage slightly, increases melee damage. Where other stats specialize, Strength fortifies the entire Dungeonmans. Then we have Skills. Increases accuracy, increases range damage, helps defeat enemy blocking and parrying. Skills are important for any ranged fighter. Then there's Science. Reduces magic damage taken, increases the effectiveness and duration of potions and status effects. However, it softens the blows of enemy, or the blow of enemy status effects on you. Increases detection chance. Science is a measure of your wisdom and knowledge of how things work. Then there's Foom. Increases mana, determines magic damage, adds damage to all ranged attacks. Foom is the essence of destruction in large amounts and with high potency. Alright, so if we wanted to go ranged, we could rock out with a 17 with a decent amount of strength, but very little strength, but very little foom. This is pretty bad all the way around. This isn't horrible, but with such low strength, we might be a little squishy. I've never played a magic class. I think I'm going to go that route. Alright, so I'm just going to read the top up here to showcase what's there. Alright, the Fighterman's course is built on a solid core of weapons, shields, and armor. You'll begin with the skills and equipment to take enemies head-on. A Rangermans, who graduates from the academy, is an expert with bows. You'll start off with the ability to attack from range and get some distance from enemies when they press in too close. The esteemed Wizardmans begins with a powerful suit, or suite. I want to say it's sweet. Sure. A powerful suite of arcane ability. Full mastery over the wizard staff and a pair of spells designed to both destroy foes from afar while making it difficult for them to reach you. Now we're going to go to the Necromancer. Some previous graduate must have brought back one too many grimdark books covered in skulls. Necromancers are bad people, ugly on the inside. They use pulses of energy left by the dead to summon minions, as well as gamble their own blood to defeat enemies. You should feel ashamed of yourself just for reading this passage, or paragraph. And yes, I do. Actually quite ashamed. In fact, I now want to cut myself and use my blood to... No, I'm kidding. Alright, Dungeonmans. You're the hero, you make the call. Here's 5 mastery points and a backpack full of gear. Go nuts. And then there's the Bannermans, and I think that's personally my favorite so far. Heraldry and chivalry in the finest tradition of the knights of old. Plant powerful banners to lay out your zones of control, then skewer your enemies upon far-reaching polearms. And this one sounds cool, but I've yet to try it as well. Class, dignity, decorum are your way of life, and you endure the sticks and stones of the lowborn through a mask of politeness that hides your ever-growing rage. It's up to you to decide when you've had enough, and woe betide anything within shouting distance when you do. Alright, we're gonna go with the Wizardmans, yeah. Alright, well what I'd like to do is get some more potent and faster mana and stamina recovery. And take less fire and ice damage and deal more fire and ice damage. Let's take a look at the rest of them, though. The Southernborn, they have additional health, so a bonus to maximum health. The Book Burner eats delicious books to restore health and gain small XP boosts. However, you can't use books for mastery points because you eat them. Probably not great. The Scrounger, find more coin and loot in breakable world items. Defiant, deal more damage when you are gravely injured. Pneumatized? Sure. Plus 20 AP gain, generally 1 action point or extra action every 5 rounds, and you take 10% more damage from everything, however. The All-Weather's the one I'm going to go with. World Champion. More champion monsters will spawn in the world. Yeah! But more champion monsters will spawn in the world, so be careful, guys. And then there's Mad Thirsty. The first potion you drink in a round does not cost you an action. And finally, powers that use stamina have increased cost on use for 2 rounds instead of 5. Alright, all weather is ours. Alright, we are there. Peter Panic of the Wizardmans. That looks like a woman. We are not a woman. We are Peter Panic and Fear Us. And there we go. That looks more like us. Is there anything else? Ooh, oh no, we gotta go with the pointy hat with the little limp thing at the top. That's good. It's perfect. Alright, well, we could be male, female, beast, or who cares? I'm gonna go with, we're gonna go with who cares, right? Let's do it. To the adventure! And so, graduated Peter Panic, and newly minted Wizardmans of the Grand Dungeonmans Academy. Congratulations, Peter Panic. As the first graduate of the Dungeonmans Academy, there is much that rests upon your shoulders. This wild, untamed world is yours to explore, wander, and protect. Before you go, I can offer some exceedingly brief words of advice to nudge you in the right direction. Do you care to hear them? No thanks, I'm all ready. Alright, folks, the stuff he would tell us doesn't really help us too much, so again, I'm going to attempt to use mostly the keyboard for this, folks. You can play with the mouse, but I will use the mouse for certain things like inventory. You can do it all with the keyboard, but I like the mouse for that. And I want to see what these skills are. Bolt of Foom. A small blast of concentrated foom used to smack a single target with fire damage at a distance. Powerful foominologists with lots of mana toss these out like candy. And then our second skill here. Conjure an ice block. Change the ambient freezing point of a single empty tile to room temperature, creating a big block of ice. It won't last forever, and enemies may attack if it stands between you and them. Or as I like to call it, foom temperature. Ha! Get it? Write that down in your copybook. Okay. And finally, our final spell. Final, yes. It requires a light armor. Surround yourself in a science-based shield that absorbs barrel points of damage. Okay. Before breaking, blowout. Knock adjacent enemies backward 3 tiles. Okay. So if we are equipped with light armor, which it does appear that we are, we can use that. And there it is. We have a light shield up. Alright, so basically I'll run over what's going on here. This is the library. We'll bring books back here and eventually upgrade it. This is the alchemy lab. We'll bring alchemy stuff here. Eventually you just upgrade it with different items. And then here is the blacksmith. You can bring inventory items to him, like just different stuff that you loot, trash loot, and he will melt it down and you can use it to upgrade other things. This is the graveyard that will keep track of all of the former Dungeonmans that have died. When you get proofs of strength, when you kill bosses, basically, you can come back here after you turn them in, and you will get extra stat points from that individual. Alright, onward to the overworld. We're not going to dally too much in the little easy peasy stuff. Alright, there's a couple things here. First off, if you go into this place, does it tell you what it is? Oh, I guess when you go into it. It's a convenient Scorbald Warren. Foolish red creatures setting up a squalid home not a stone's throw from the Dungeonmans Academy. If it is they that want to be crushed, Peter Panic will keep a wrathful eye, careful guard, something. I don't know. It comes really quick, guys. By the time I can articulate it, it's already gone, and I do apologize. And it's like getting like scrolled over, so that makes things. Ooh, wow! You actually have serious range with this guy. Alright, and bam, get destroyed. Alright, well, we used a lot of mana to do that, though. And it doesn't look like our mana response time is super good. There we go. Ooh, look at that. We're just going to kind of run from this guy for now until we can get 2 mana, and there we go. Hopefully we get stuff that regens our mana pretty decently, because I feel like right now, we're not having it. Uh-oh. Alright, well, we might have to smack him with a stick. There we go. Well, I think early on in the game, folks, you can actually use your melee attacks as the mage. You just don't have much health. You only have 17. And I believe that's actually fairly low. Wow, that was a pretty big hit. So I will allow him to close with me, and then I'm going to smack him with a stick. So I'll do 1 damage with spells. And then I will finish it off with a melee attack. There we go. And of course we are going to try our very best to loot some fatness. That would be fat loots, guys. You're trying to keep up, it's fine. Alright, there we go. I like it a whole lot. Now, I already did this weekly runs, actually, guys. Got 3 episodes in, and then I finished it. And the issue was that apparently holding Shift or Alt mutes my microphone in this game, and I don't know why. It's not set to do that. So, yeah, that is a tad unfortunate. So, just something to just tell you guys. I have played quite a few hours of the game. I am by no means an expert at it, but this happens to be one of my favorite roguelike games that I have played ever. I mean, I really like the presentation of this game. The only thing I can say I really don't care for is the fact that you get new loot, it does not show up on your little avatar there. It doesn't, you know, if you got like a green hat, it wouldn't change the color of his hat. You always look like you do right now. And if you got like demonic, godly spike equipment of death, it wouldn't make any difference at all. So, a little unfortunate in that regard, but just about everything else about the game, I think is just absolutely fantastic. It is really, really cool. And I am so glad that I actually picked this up. Well, those crabs don't seem to do well against our wonderful magic. And when you level up, ladies and gentlemen, boy oh boy, do you level up. It lets you know. And I think more games can learn from this, that when you level up, it should feel good. It should feel like some sort of magical explosion of awesome. You see all those arrows and that giant level up? I mean, come on. A little ding? Really? That's what you're going to give me for leveling up and becoming more powerful? I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. Alright, well, we definitely increased our power quite a bit. So what we're going to do is actually come over here, and we're going to level up. Alright, let's go over here. This is where the Wizardman's leveling area thingy is at. So, I wonder if there's something that'll give us some mana regen. That's what I really want. Place a completely convincing decoy hero into an empty tile that will taunt enemies into attacking it. That sounds pretty cool. Fumology, the lava lance. Hurl a spear of superheated foam in a line up to 4 squares long, dealing damage to everything in it. Ooh, and enemies are knocked back by 1 tile. That sounds pretty impressive, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, harnessing mana grants or extends mana pool. Is that an active ability? No, that's a passive ability. Okay, alright, that makes sense. Combat casting grants wizard staff use mana regenerates in combat. Grants wizard staff use and mana regenerates in combat. Sorry guys, I tried to read like a 1 sentence. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Let's see, a bolt of foam we have the ice, the cryo, whatever. Where's this light shield coming from? That's what I am curious about. Ah, light armor. Alright, it's actually... Okay. Okay, it all makes sense now. Applied wizardry. Alright. Alright, I can dig this. I can totally handle this. We don't want to do that. Bannermans, Southern Gentlemen's. Is there more? Oh, there is. Okay. Field work. Grants overworld combat bonus. Okay. And greater dungeon sense. Your ability to sense hidden objects in dangerous situations is enhanced, building on top of the knowledge gained at the Academy Library. And then we don't have any master's programs, unfortunately. Alright, so we're going to stick here with this. That does seem pretty cool, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to go with the... Ooh, the lava lance is pretty expensive. This might save me. We'll use the Trixonometry? As opposed to the Fumonology. There's some cryoscience and other various things. It's fine, folks. Alright, so we are ready to go, but we need to rest. Alright, let's see if we can get away from our mouse usage now. We need to rest until we get our mana back. That's the big thing. Alright, so we have been woken up by an enemy. And that enemy is now toast. Alright, so we have rested. And the thing to remember about this game, folks, if you go through and you start clearing things out, creatures will always come at you when you're in a dungeon in this particular game. So be aware that even if you do clear out all the stuff, they're going to still spawn off of your screen and then come over and start fighting you. It's like we've cleared out all the way over here. Oops, all the way over here, right? There shouldn't be anything coming from the side, and yet there still is. Not right this second, obviously that was not from that side, but you get the idea, guys. Alright, we shall spam the wait command there a little bit to get that extra mana back that we had. Okay, and I gotta say, I feel quite powerful right now, I'm not gonna lie. Now, it's not always gonna be thus, but still. Now, what my goal is going to be here, and this is something you guys need to keep in mind as well, I am going to not go down deeper into the dungeon. So when you first come across a dungeon or a place to go and do battle, whatever the case is, it will usually tell you roughly how difficult it is. Like adventurous means it's about your level, I guess. I'm assuming that's what it means. I don't know all of the different details. But there will be dungeons that are trivial and dungeons that are probably dangerous or hard or whatever the case is. So that only applies to the first level of the dungeon. As you go down, things will get more difficult. The deeper you get into the dungeon, the more challenging the creatures become and the higher the level they are. So what might start off as an adventurous or an easy or even a trivial dungeon might end up getting you murdered as you progress deeper and deeper into it. So one thing I know with a large amount of certainty is that if we clear this entire dungeon, which does seem very, 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 I'd say easy, but very possible and viable for us to actually be able to accomplish this and do it, I feel as though that might be a mistake. Now, we just picked up a thing that I'm pretty sure is a magic staff. So let's take a look. We picked up the Prance Elf Limp Caster. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? No? Alright, it significantly increases our power, and it was once able to cast Melf's Flaccid Arrow. But even that power has fled this unfortunate vessel, and that's why the staff is floppy on the end. That's funny. I told you, this game does quite a good job at making poking fun at certain things, as you'll see over the course of the game. Alright, we got a skirt. Fantastic. And I guess we're going to use this. Alright, so that should have increased our spell power decently. So, if you guys were fans of Dungeons of Dredmor, which is still one of my other favorite roguelike games, this is very similar in the fact that it is humorous and the writing is quite funny. The gameplay and a lot of the stuff about it is a little bit different, but overall I gotta say, they are very, very similar. Alright, so we've completely cleared the map. Now watch, as I go back over this way, we should come across something. There we go. Now, I've cleared the map. There's no way that guy was actually there, yet he was there, so... Alright, so I'm going to leave this. Now, what happens is, if you go in here and you do the entire dungeon, when you come over to this one... Hold on, folks. Yeah, okay. If you do this one, you, after you clear the first one, if you do the second one, it will say that it's trivial and you don't need to do anything, guys. I'm sorry, I was actually trying to see if I can... If you take a look up here, so you guys know what I'm talking about. Up here, it's supposed to tell you, I believe, roughly where the last area you were at, or I was hoping where the area you were currently at, what the challenge level was. So that kind of sucks. It doesn't tell you. Anyhow, if you clear this dungeon all the way, and then you go to this one, it'll say, this one's trivial and beneath you. Let's just get to the part where you've crushed all the monsters and the loot pops out, and then that's basically what happens. You clear the dungeon without going through it at all, and you just get free loot for it. So, it's kind of cool, and I actually like that feature, because if you come across something that's way beneath you, you don't actually have to do it, which is a pretty cool thing, and most games wouldn't allow that. But, at the same time, I actually want to go in and show you guys what this place is all about. And we're gonna go onward. And we see an enemy. And it doesn't seem like we hit much harder than we did before. But whatever. I will take the free kills, I suppose. Hopefully our mana regen is fairly decent. I gotta tell you guys, this is oh, you know what I didn't do? I apologize for this. Let's bring this up. We got the Trixometer, whatever it is. We haven't actually put that on our bar, so there was no way for me to actually use it until I did that, so... Surprise! I can use it now. Alright, well, we will just keep murdering our way through. Something's behind us. And now it's dead. Oh, and there's a friend of the friend that we just killed, and there's another one behind us as well. And I suppose we can murder you and get that same exact item, the Prance Elf Limp Caster. And that's it. There's no dead. Oh gosh, oh gosh. The dirt snake tried to kill me. Sorry guys, I was looking around at other various things, and well, that dirt snake kind of crept right up on me. Alright, we just rested until we healed up. So we now have mana at full capacity once again, and we are going to avoid the trap there. I don't even know what those things are, to be honest, but they look nasty and we don't want to play with them, so we just kill them and move on. It's totally fine. Now, there are sometimes secrets that'll pop up. You'll get like a little question mark, like, huh? I sense some sort of secret, or there's something horrible behind this door, don't go in. I don't know if there's a specific class of Dungeonmans that actually does this, or what, but I have noticed it mostly with my ranged heroes, so it could be that you have to be a ranger ranger man, I guess. Hello. Goodbye. Alright, so there we go. Oh, there's a potion. Looks like we have mostly cleared out this entire side, so we have a little bit more to do up in... Oh, hello. In that direction. Yeah, say yeah. Oh, look at him. First guy who survived an entire blast. That does not bode well for us. Well, that's okay. I suppose we're going to rest. Oh, hello. Perhaps it would be wiser to rest in a more open environment where they can't just hit us from around the corner. Seems like a viable option, I would say. Alright, we have a problem here. No, we don't. We go diagonal, I forgot. Awkward! Yeah, you can move diagonal. You can do it with the mouse or the keyboard. Now, the way I'm using the keyboard is I'm using the numpad, and that lets you move in any direction. So, that is how I choose to play the game. You can choose to play it however you would desire. I will not judge. I might judge, but I won't say anything. At least not out loud. Oh, we're just murdering stuff left, right, and center. We've only been hit like, what, twice or something right now? We're doing pretty darn good. It's been a few more than 2 times, but still, you get the idea, guys. I am making short work of this. Now, there are towns, various towns that you will see. Hello. That's right, I'm a warrior mage now. What? There are towns that you can buy loot that you... Well, I don't think you can really buy loot anywhere but the towns. There are some random, like, dungeon merchants that I found. I found a random dungeon book merchant. That was kind of interesting. Aha, see, there's a secret or something that says, Peter Panic gets the feeling there's something secret around here. So that means that somewhere around here there's probably a wall that we can actually open that has a secret panel. And it's probably up there where it now showcases and stays. So we're going to go here and get the book. And ta-da! Alright, we're going to drink from the pool. And I don't know what that did for me. Oh, we're getting healed, okay. Let's drink from the pool. Cat-like reflexes evolve into nimble and hungry lion-like reflexes, increasing skills by 1. Alright, ooh, we permanently increased science by 1. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. I didn't know we'd get that lucky with these things. Alright. And we burst into flames. What did we drink? Oh my gosh, it burns. Ah! There's a secret door around here somewhere. Another one? Or is it just like detecting the fact that we just found a secret door? I don't know. But what I think I'm going to do, and again, I think my best option here is to rest in a place where if something does decide to roll up on me, they have to stop one short before they hit me. And we are ready to go down to the 2nd level. And I will do that, guys. We'll play around for another 5 minutes or so, and then we will continue on in the next episode. So finally, folks, a 2-episode weekly run for a change. Oh gosh, ow. He was a ranged individual, and that was unpleasant. Alright, now the good thing about this is a kind of quarantined off room. So when I say I use the num key, if we press 7, I move diagonal that way. If I press 8, I move up. If I press 9, I move diagonal that way. So you get the idea. And then if you want to wait, you hit the 5 key in the middle. And that is how you can move around while having full control of everything. And then the 1, 2, 3, all the way through 0 on the actual top of the keyboard, that's how you use your different skills. In case you were curious. That is a large bomb. That just went off and thankfully didn't actually hit me. So we're going to wait till that's gone. We can gather up all that stuff. Now sometimes you can find hidden passageways that you don't necessarily sense. So keep that in mind. Alright, let's take a look at our inventory. It has been a while since we've looked. We've got some decorative cured shoulders, which is medium armor, and we can't use that. The Legend of Drazo. It allows us to learn about the Dungeon Dervish skill. But the problem is 2 scimitars, 1 elf. All angst. Wonder who that's supposed to be talking about. You can also turn those in at my first foom stick. That's funny. Which, anyone get the reference to that one? That's what you guys can post in the comment. If you get the reference to my first foom stick, or what a foom stick would be, and who is the great method actor, or just awesome actor, who is known for his boomstick. Anyhow, you can turn the books in at your town to get advantages and things into the library to make it more powerful. So that's what we're going to do instead. Alright, so nothing we can really use. Now, like many of the games that you have seen come across the field lately in roguelikes, we have no idea what any of these scrolls or potions do. Once we use them, we know. And eventually you can get them all identified if you go back to the academy, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing if I don't need to use anything. Alright, we've rested back to full power. I'm going to come over here and miss the door because we're awesome. There's nothing there. Okay. Aha! An enemy! A dead enemy. Another enemy. Dead enemy, and we have leveled again! Like I said, folks, that is how you should level up in every single game. I love it, I love it, I love it. Giant arrows, your whole screen explodes, you know you did something good. It's awesome. Wait till you see how a boss dies, folks. You're really, really going to enjoy that too. Well, at least if you're like me, you will. Maybe you're not like me. Maybe you think it's a little overkill to have your level up be so impressive. I like impressive, shiny things. The bigger the better, folks. Oh, gosh. Alright, so there might be a plan here. It might be a bad plan. Oh, we are out of mana. That is not... Oh. Uh-oh. That is not good. So what we're going to do is retreat and run like a scared girl. And haha, there is another secret, which we're not going to use until we rest, but we're not going to rest until we have a better spot to do so at. So we're going to rest here, so you can run away. Now, you think that makes it really easy. It's not really easy, folks. You have to go back to the place. Now, how I ended up dying in my first attempt at this, that's pretty cool. Ooh, is that a Okay. Like, is that a trap? Ah! Oh. I forgot things respawn. Awkward! I'm just talking about this. Oh, by the way, there is a map. Surprise! It's a little hard on the eyes, but you can see where all the enemies have respawned in places that you've been. So, there is that. And that means I also know that there is a weird blue fungus thing up here that I have no idea what it is, but it's dead now, so it doesn't really matter if I know what it is. Alright, apparently there were 2 traps. Now, I don't know how to disarm things, or even if you can. Apparently there was more. Alright, well, we're going to continue to go back toward the thing. I don't think you can loot anything. I'm sure there's a disarm key, though I don't know what it is, so I feel kind of silly. And I figure once you trigger the trap, you should be good, but maybe not. Alright, well, we picked up all the stuff. We got teleported quite a few times. It's fine. Well, it's a teleporter. It's not technically a trap, I suppose. It kind of is, but, you know, at the same time it isn't. Alright, so we're full health. We're ready to go-ish. We're going to rest up here. There's a monster coming. He died. We're going to rest again. And there's another one. Guess what? We're going to rest again. And now... Come on. Seriously, guys. You're killing me here. Figuratively and literally. Alright, we're ready to go. Down we go. We're going to deal with this individual here. Not my favorite thing to deal with. What she does is she grabs you with her, like, chain thing and... Ow. She grabs you with her chain thing and then she hits... or pulls you back to it. Ooh. Too expensive right now. We are low on foom again. I guess it's not good to spam spells. I think each time you spam a spell, it probably costs a little bit more. No idea how that's possible, but you know what? I'm not going to complain about it. Just going to get it and move on. Alright, so things are looking okay. We're looking okay. We're about out of time, so I think... Oh, dear. I think with this room, once we clear it, if we clear it, I might have to break off the episode. So what we're going to do is actually retreat for... Oh, gosh. No, we're not going to rest there. We're going to actually go back down, and we're going to rest here, and in the next episode, we're going to go back there and see if we can't finish them off. So, I like the wizard, but again, I knew the mana was probably going to become an issue, and it has started to become an issue. We have another level up, which we will do in the next episode. Either way, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Dungeonmans of week 38 of the weekly run series. I will see you guys in just a few moments with the next rendition, the next episode. Until then, my name is Bumpy McSquigums, and I will see you later.